Self-care is so important when you have a chronic illness like long COVID or ME/CFS. It's important anyway, but it becomes even more important when you have a chronic illness. So we're going to talk about 3 or 4 different ways that you can really give yourself that care that you need, that love that you need. I'm Lorrie Rivers, if you're not familiar with me, and I coach people with ME/CFS, with long COVID, about how to fully recover. And it's not a cure or anything like that. It is a long road, but we create your treatment plan together in my Relief and Transformation course. So you can get in touch with me to find out more about that. Let's get into it, right? So let's talk about 4 different ways that you can offer yourself some self-care. And we're doing actually an 11-day challenge, 11 days of self-care. So we're going to be going through 11 different things. And so you can join us in the Facebook group, or I also have a free ebook download where you can read and practice all 11 of those practices. So we're talking about 4 of those today. The first one is pretty easy. It's, well, depends on where you are right now, how you're feeling right now. But if you can think about what brings you joy and write down 5 things that bring you joy, or 10 if you can come up with 10, but start off with 5 and do one of those, at least one of those every day. And we're talking about small things, right? We're talking about maybe watching the squirrels in your backyard, or we're talking about enjoying a really good meal with your partner, or I don't know, talking to a certain friend on the phone for an amount of time that works for your pacing, right? And if you are not able to access those things in your mind right now that bring you joy, because I can remember when I was having tough days, when I was sick with ME/CFS, I remember a coach asking me, well, what brings you joy? What makes you happy to do? And I couldn't think of a dag nab thing because things were so difficult at that point. So if that's where you are right now, that's okay too. Know that you don't have to force yourself to think of something, but maybe just, maybe it's squishing sand in your toes, or maybe it's squishing a rug in between your toes. Yeah. Now, number 2, and this can also be tough for some people, but you can kind of ease into it. And that's, what do you love about yourself? So write down 5 things that you love, or maybe even like just a little bit about yourself. And with some of these practices, it might be a little tough at the beginning, but you do get used to it. And then you get to the place where it actually feels good to think about the things that you love about yourself. I can remember years ago, there was an exercise that I was taught to look myself in the mirror, look at myself in the mirror, look myself in the eyes, and to say, I love you. I love you. I love you. And it was so hard. It was so tough. And I know some of my clients have done that exercise too. And for some of them, it's made them cry, or it can be tough in the beginning, but just softening into that and allowing yourself to just entertain a couple of things that you maybe just like about yourself. Maybe you're really good at piano, or maybe you're really good at listening to other people. Maybe you're really good at being a parent. Whatever it is that you feel like you like about yourself. It doesn't even have to be anything that you're good at. It can just be, I like that I watch YouTube videos like this that are soul feeding for me. So simple things like that. Number 3 is to give yourself a really simple gift. And this can be something that you've been looking at on Amazon, or it can be a hot bath with candles if you can tolerate a hot bath, or it can be the deliciousness of moisturizing your whole body if that feels good to you. And really allowing yourself to be present with that gift, whatever it is. So I'm actually going to give you 5, and here's number 4. And this is, and I love this one, to get dressed up. And this is a self-care thing too. So if you're able to, I understand if you're in phase 1 or phase 2, then getting, even putting on clothes is a tough thing. So, so give yourself that fun time to get dressed up, and maybe even, it can be just an outfit that you really like, or it can be a Halloween costume, or it can be just something that makes you feel good. When you have a chronic illness and you spend a lot of time at home alone, getting dressed up and looking nice every once in a while can make you feel a lot better, actually, weirdly. I think you always look fabulous, but it can make you feel better about you. Not that your worth comes from the outside, but it's just, it's nice to get dressed up and feel that way sometimes. And then the last one that I'll give you for today, and this is actually number 11, and that is to give yourself a ton of grace. And, whatever that means to you, the way that I apply that for my students and the way that we think about it is that you're doing the best that you can, and that ultimately there's nothing wrong with resting. There's nothing wrong with living your life the way that you currently live it, however that is. There's nothing wrong with where you are right now. So being able to soften around that and just to, love yourself, love your body as much as possible, and know that you don't need to get it perfect. And that even if you just do 1% of whatever it is that you are moving towards, that is perfect too. So again, I'm Lorrie, and if you are interested in the membership program for managing long COVID and ME/CFS, or in the full relief and transformation course, just shoot me a message. More information is in my bio as well, and I'll see you in the next video.